Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving into some really big news for any international students in New Zealand. The government's rolling out some pretty significant updates to the post-study work visas starting in 2026, and we're here to break down exactly what that's going to mean for you.
For most international students, the answer is a huge yes, right? But trying to figure out the whole visa process can feel like you're trying to solve a puzzle in the dark. Well, that puzzle is getting a total redesign, and it is absolutely crucial that you know the new layout.
So let's just cut through all the complexity. My promise to you is that by the end of this quick explainer, you'll have a super clear picture of the two main pathways that are going to be available. That way you can start planning your future with some real confidence. Okay, first things first. Why are they even changing things? Understanding the why is always the best way to get a handle on the what. This isn't just about shuffling paperwork. There's a really clear strategy behind all these updates. And there it is, straight from the horse's mouth. The whole point here is that New Zealand wants to make sure that the talented graduates it's helping to educate have a clear, straight path into jobs where they are needed most. It's all about connecting your new skills with what the country actually needs. And this kind of shows you the bigger picture, right? The goal is to bring in skilled people just like you, keep the international education sector booming, and of course protect New Zealand's reputation as a world-class place to study and to work.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Option number 1. This one is brand spanking new. It's called the Short-Term Graduate Work Visa, and you need to know it's designed for a very specific group of graduates.
So what is it exactly? Think of it like a 6-month bridge. It gives you what's called open work rights, which basically means you can work for pretty much any employer in the country. The idea is to give you that little bit of time to find a great job and then switch over to a longer-term employer-sponsored visa. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Who's it actually for? Well, this visa is specifically for those who finished a level 5 to 7 qualification that, and this is the key part, doesn't already make you eligible for the other main post-study visa. See, it's filling a gap. And remember, it's a one-and-done kind of deal. You can't have had a post-study visa before this.
There's also a pretty important financial box to tick. You're gonna need to prove you have at least 5,000 New Zealand dollars saved up, to support yourself while you're on the job hunt. And the application process itself, it's pretty straightforward. First, you've got to double-check that your qualification is on the list. Then, get your proof of funds all sorted out. And this is critical. You only have a 3-month window after your student visa ends to apply, so do not let that deadline sneak up on you.
Okay, this is a massive, massive point to consider. If you have a partner who's hoping to work in New Zealand, this short-term visa will not let you support their work visa application. They could maybe apply for a visitor visa, but honestly, that's a huge limitation for couples and families.
Now let's talk about your second option. This isn't a totally new visa, but it's a really important update to the post-study work visa that's already around. This specifically impacts graduates who have a level 7 graduate diploma.
So the big change here is that they're opening the doors to more people. Before, a lot of graduate diploma holders just weren't eligible. But now, if you finish a level 7 graduate diploma and you already have a bachelor's degree, it doesn't matter if it's from New Zealand or somewhere else, you are now in the game.
So, yeah, that bachelor's degree is the absolute key. You'll need your certificate and transcript ready to go. Also, take note, you have to have studied the entire diploma right here in New Zealand. No credits for stuff you did before. And just like the other visa, this is a once-in-a-lifetime shot.
And boom, here it is, the biggest advantage of this pathway, hands down. Unlike that short-term visa, the post-study work visa does allow you to support your partner for a work visa and your kids for student or visitor visas. For a lot of people, this is going to be the deciding factor right here.
And what about the length? You can get a visa for the same amount of time you studied your diploma, but it's capped at a maximum of 1 year. That gives you double the time to find a job compared to the other option. Okay, so we've looked at the two pathways. Now let's really put them side by side. This is where you can start to see which option truly lines up with your own situation and your long-term goals.
Let's break this chart down. For duration, we're talking 6 months versus a whole year. When it comes to family support for a partner's work visa, it's a clear no on the short term and a yes for the post-study. Now, this is important. Neither visa can be extended. Once they're done, they're done. Lastly, the short-term visa has some restrictions on studying in the future and doesn't let you own a business, while the post-study visa is way more flexible on both of those things.
So really, when you boil it all down, that's what it comes to. Are you planning your future just for yourself, or do you have family to think about? Do you need a quick bridge to get a job, or do you want more time and flexibility?
The answers to those questions are going to point you to the right visa.
Seriously, just take a second to think about that. Is your number one goal to jump into the workforce as fast as you possibly can, or is it more about setting up a life here with your family? Your personal priorities are going to be your best guide.
So, where do you go from here? Let's wrap this all up with the most important things to remember and give you a clear look at the road ahead.
Okay, so if you only remember 3 things from all this, make it these. 1. There's a new 6-month visa option for certain qualifications. 2. The main post-study visa has opened up its doors wider. And 3. Your final choice probably hinges on your family needs and how much time you want to have up your sleeve.
And finally, the big question. When is all this actually happening? Well, the changes were announced back in March 2026, and you can expect the new rules and this new visa to be officially up and running in late 2026. So you do have some time to get your plans in order.
And that's really the final question you need to ask yourself. With all this new info, you're now in a much better position to make a smart decision, one that lines up perfectly with your ambitions and your life here in New Zealand. I really hope this explainer helped clear things up.